Hello everyone, this is Teacher Justina, and if you are still new to my channel, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more video updates. Our video for today is all about finding the slope of a linear function into variables. So there are three ways in finding the slope that I will be discussing in this video. The first one is if a graph is given, so you have there a graph. As long as you have chosen 2 points, you can surely determine the slope. And then the second one is if 2 points are given. So if the graph is not given, but only 2 points are given, you can determine the slope by using the formula. So through this formula, you can find the slope of that line. And then the third one is, what if the graph is not given, the 2 points are not given, but only the equations are given. So we can still determine the slope, even any of the three methods. Let us have this next example. Let us have to this first method, what if a graph is given. So you are given a graph, and then on a graph, there are 2 points that are distinct. Remember that a line is made up of infinite number of points. But since getting the slope from a graph, we need only to choose 2 points from it. And then since choosing 2 points from it, we can determine already the rise over run, because we know it already that when we say slope, it refers to the change of rate. So when we say change of rate, it refers to the slope. So it is the way the line slants. So therefore, if we will be getting the slope out of this line from the 2 points, then we will start counting as to how many units vertically down and how many units horizontally left. So we are choosing this point. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is 9. While in here, the run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let us try see. So meaning the slope of this line is 9 over 7. And that's it. The second graph is, but remember guys, if a slope of a line is positive, you have to look forward as to where the line is slanting to. So if it is a positive slope, it will slant to the right. So that is why this line slants to the right, because the slope is positive. Let's proceed to the next. So what will happen if a line is slanting to the right? I'm sorry, rather. What if a line will slant to the left? So we will be expecting uh, a negative slope. So far, let us try. We have the 2 points, and then we have to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go down 4 units, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We go 8 units to the right, and that is positive 8. So again, our rising and falling. So when we say rising and falling, it is a vertical units. So we have a negative 4. And then our run is going to the right 8 units. Thus, our slope will be negative 1/2. So therefore, if a line slants to the left, it will always obtain a negative slope. Now question, uh, would it be the same if you will be choosing other than the 2 points? Do we still come up with a negative 1/2? Okay, suppose you will be choosing this point and this point. Are we still coming up with a 1 as rise and 2 as a run? So let us try C. We go down 1 and we go to the right 2 units. So still we have a negative 1 half. So again, if the slope of that line is 1 half because of your chosen points, even if you will be choosing another pair of points, you will still come up with the same slope. Why you still come up with the same slope? Because you are choosing the 2 points on the same line. So I hope you are clear on that. Let us now have number 3. So far, the 2 points are there, okay? The chosen points. So therefore, if we want to know the slope, and remember, this line slants to the right. So we will be expecting that our slope is positive. So if we want to know the run and the rise, so it's just the same thing if you will be starting in here. 1 unit, this is 1 unit, 2 units, and 3 units. You go to the right 3 units, and of course it's positive. And then from there, you have to move 1, 2, you go up 2 units, so it's positive. So remember, the 2 there is the distance, I'm sorry, the units, 2 units rise and 3 units run. So therefore, we will be expecting that our slope will be 2/3. Okay, so therefore it's correct. Now we are done finding the slope of a line if a graph is given. Again, if a graph is given, you need to choose 2 points only that are on the graph itself. Let's proceed to the second method. So if 2 points were given, the graph is no longer given, only 2 points were given. So what is uh, the needed formula to find the slope if only 2 points were given? So this is m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So if this is our point 1, this will be our x sub 1. And if this is our point 2, this will be our x sub 2. Thus, this is also our y sub 1, and the 4 there is also our y sub 2. So let's proceed. So our y sub 2 is 4 minus our y sub 1 is negative 1 over our x sub 2 is 1 minus our x sub 1 is 7. So therefore, let's further simplify. We have 4 plus 1 is equal to uh, 5 and then over negative 6. Or we could write it in this way, negative 5 over 6. Let's proceed the next example. Again, this is x sub 1 and this is also our y sub 1 and this is our x sub 2 and this is also our y sub 2. So to the formula, our y sub 2 is negative 1 half and then our y sub 1 is positive 2 while our x sub 2 is negative 3 minus our x sub 1 is negative 6. So therefore, yeah, why we're able to get a negative 5 halves? Because negative 1 half minus the 2 is also equivalent to 4 over 2. 4 over 2 is equal to 2. So therefore, negative 1 and negative 4 will give you negative 5 halves. And then negative 3 plus 6 will give us 3. Thus, the negative 5 halves over 3 could be simplified into this way. The negative 5 halves will be rewritten because division of fraction says that we just simply copy the numerator and then times the reciprocal of the denominator, so 1/3. So therefore, what is its final slope? The final slope is negative 5 over 6. Let's proceed if an equation is given. Again, no graph at all, No 2 points are given, but what if the slope, the equation is given? So can we still determine the slope? Okay, we have to remember the slope-intercept form of equation. So when we say slope-intercept form, we know it already that the m representing the slope. So if we adjust the linear equation into this notation, automatic the number or the numerical coefficient of x is our slope. So like number one has y equals 7x plus 7. So in the slope-intercept form, our m is 7. So therefore, our slope in number 1 is 7. And then number 2, remember that we cannot get the slope in here as 7. Why? Because the 2 is with the y. And we can only get the slope if the y is alone. When we say y is alone with that positive 1. So therefore, what shall we do? We are going to isolate the numerical coefficient of uh, y. So therefore, this is with a 2. Thus, we have to have over 2 to all terms. So therefore, this is y is equal to 7 halves x plus 7. So for this, we know already that the 7 halves is said to be our slope. So therefore, our slope is 7 halves. Let's proceed to number 3. This time, we are still to adjust this into its slope-intercept form. Negative 3y will be left on the left side. The 3/5 negative will becomes positive 3/5, and the 15 will be positive still because it's already on the right side. Okay, but this time, remember that there is a negative 3 with a y. But remember guys, I am sure that we need to isolate first the 5 as our denominator. So to isolate the 5 there, we will be multiplying both sides by 5. So this will become negative 15y, and then the 3 times 5 is 15 over 5. So this could be cancelled. Thus this will be 3x, and then 5 times 15 is equal to 75. This time, it is now understood that whatever the number beside the y will be our denominator to both terms. So therefore, y is equal to negative 3 over 15 x, then positive and negative, we have 75 over 15. Is 75 exactly divisible by 15? Let us try see as to simplify it further. So we have, if we have a 4, then it's a 60. If we have a 5, 5 times 5 is 25. Okay, yes. So therefore, 75 over 15 could be also reduced to lowest term, uh, which is 5. So therefore, this is our y equals mx plus b, and our m is negative 3 over 15. So therefore, this is our slope. Guys, I hope from this video, you have already the knowledge as to how to find the slope, even if it is from a graph, even if it is from 2 points and from an equation. This has been teacher Justina, and telling you to continue watch my video, and do not forget to subscribe for more video updates. Thank you and goodbye everyone.